Hey, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, my name is Nisi B. Nisi B, baby. Don't forget the baby. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. And as the title says, we're gonna be talking about another one of my side hustles today. Something that has made me a good amount of money in 2021 for the short amount of time that I've been doing it. And something I'm super excited to share with y'all because literally anyone can do this. This is my second one. As you know, my first one is Go Live. Make sure you check out my video here or here. I don't know what the tag's gonna be. And that goes into how I make $5,000+ live streaming a month. And then there's Rover, where you can honestly make as much as your schedule and your availability will allow. What is Rover? Rover is a dog sitting, dog walking, boarding app. So with Rover, you can do a bunch of different things. You can agree to walk people's dogs. You can agree to sit dogs like doggy daycare. They just drop off their dog in the day, come back in the evening. You can sit the dogs at their homes. You can board dogs, like have them for, I've had dogs for as long as like 2 months in my home. There's a bunch of different options. You can also sit cats on this app, but I have a fear of cats that is immeasurable to anything else, so I refuse to do it. And I think it's a really dope side hustle, especially if you enjoy being around dogs and cats, I guess. People need dog sitters, and sometimes family and friends aren't available, or they're going on a family vacay and they need someone that they can trust, so they go through the app and they pick a sitter that they think fits their animal the best, and then boom, here we are. How can Rover benefit you? Rover can benefit you because it's a nice little chunk of change. You can make as much as you want to make, just depending on, like I said, your availability, like how much time you actually do have to sit, as well as how much you charge for sitting. Let's just get into how you can become a sitter on Rover. You have to be 18+ and live somewhere. I'm sure there are a bunch of other requirements. They ask a lot of safety questions. They ask a lot of questions about experience, about what you're willing to do, what, like, you know, stuff like that. And you do have to like safety quizzes, but they're super easy, really basic, common sense, and yeah, you get through that. And once you finish that, they also ask for a background check, which you do have to pay for, but it's like $20 or something like that, so hopefully you have that. I think the background check is optional, but it actually gives the pet owners peace of mind if you do it. So my advice is that you do it if you have the means to do so. From there, I just had to wait. Now I'm gonna actually do this live, but I tell y'all I cannot remember how quickly Rover answered me. I just don't. So let me type in a Rover here. I'm also gonna leave a Rover referral code in the bio, so if you do end up signing up for Rover, please use my referral code. What I did was I joined Rover June 18th. I was approved June 20th. Once you get approved, it could take 3 days. It could take apparently up to 20 business days. We never know. And then that's when you have to be prepared to answer questions. Let's just kind of go over what I had to do. Once you sign up, you fill out the form and everything. I believe you also fill out your sitter profile. I can't remember if I did that before I was approved or after. But essentially you're filling out that sitter profile. And I was confused. I'm like, what do I put? What do people want to hear? What do people want to see? So I looked at other people's sitters profiles. I recommend that y'all look at other people's sitter profiles as well. I'll actually post a screenshot of my sitter profile here. I don't have anything to hide. I'm very much willing to share what I put. If you have experience with dogs, I would pull on that experience and talk about that as much as possible, okay? And go from there. Do not lie through your teeth, and then when you see the dog, you're terrified. Because let me tell you, dogs, people treat their dogs, and as they should, like their babies. Don't lie, and then you know you can't handle the responsibility, okay? Be very clear. So that's the first thing. You want to include things about yourself. If you're an active person, I'm really active. I love to go for long walks. Your dog will love it around me. Describe the area you live in, because I live in an apartment. Some people might feel like there's not enough space. There is enough space for them, for their dog and myself. Plus, outside there's a ton of grassy area. There's lots of parks. You know, just emphasize the areas around you. Emphasize if you have a big backyard, that you have a big backyard. Stuff like that. Boost everything. Let them know, like, I love dogs. I can't wait to meet your dog. Oh my God, I can't wait to take care of your baby. If you have a dog yourself, what would you want to hear? You know what I mean? So stuff like that. If you don't have any dogs, I feel like a lot of people like that because smaller dogs tend not to get along with other dogs. Like, I've now met a lot of smaller dogs who do, but I have encountered a lot of smaller dogs who hate other dogs. So, you know, let people know if you have a dog. Let people know if your dog is friendly. They'll base their decision off of that. Let's get into prices. So my advice is, if you're just starting out and you really want to get on your feet quick and you're kind of testing out Rover, my recommendation would be that you look at the people close to you in your area, because Rover bases everything off of area, right? So they're obviously going to recommend sitters that are close to that person. So if the person's close to you, they're most likely close to the people around you. Go to their profiles and scope it out. Look at what their bio says. Look at how much they're charging. You could do that through the app. Like, you could move like you're looking for a sitter, and really you're just there FBI trying to figure out like what you should charge. And if they're charging $40, $50, or some of them are, and I'm like, that's so ridiculous, then charge less. Even if it's $5 less. People are cheap. People can get like a $5 or a $10 discount. They're 150% going to take the $5 or $10 discount, because that's $5 less than they have to pay for the service. So my recommendation is, look at the people around you, charge a little bit less. It could be anywhere from $3 to $5, and believe me, it will make a difference. So definitely take that into account and look at how much you're charging for the different services. So remember, Rover offers they offer boarding, which is dog sitting with you. Rover offers dogs, like doggy daycare, so they just come to you for the day. They offer walks. They offer like check-ins. You can go to the person's house and sit the dog, or you can go and just check in on them during the day. And they offer like a bunch of different services. Just look through the app. Honestly, everything is there, and I'll try to actually scroll through it on my right here so everyone can kind of see like these are the options. Charge a little less when you're starting so that you can actually attract people to your page, but then also your page has to look good. If you have pictures of dogs, you include that. If you don't, something that's cute, fun, and loving, all that fun stuff. Your profile has to be good, because for me personally, if I have a dog and the difference is $5 and I notice that your profile is dusty and the other person's profile is stellar with the 10 million recommendations and the 5-star, like 200 5-star reviews, I'm gonna choose the person who's $5 more, because hi, they have the stellar review. But if you have the nice page and maybe a little less reviews because you just started, because I think they put your start date and your response time is fire, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna take a chance as long as you have a couple reviews. That leads into the other thing. When you first start Rover, they're gonna ask you to get a couple people to recommend you, because obviously for me, if I'm on Airbnb and there are 0 reviews, I'm not booking it. I should give people a chance, but I don't want to chance walking into a dirty ass apartment. Like, it's not happening. So what I would recommend for you is that you go ahead and you send it out to friends and family, especially people who actually like had interactions with their dog, and ask them to leave a review. Fluff the truth only if you actually have experience with animals. Don't play games. Okay, so when it comes to availability, Rover usually will ask you to update your availability every 2 weeks. Make sure your availability is up to date. Also make sure you're available on weekends and holidays. Not all of them, because honestly, I'm a hot girl. I like to be outside sometimes. I'm not always available on the weekend, and I'll take those weekends off. But in the middle of COVID, when they were allowing us to do anything, I had nowhere to go. So I was dog sitting and I was available every weekend, and I had the open availability, and that's really good for recurring clients as well. I have quite a few people who rebook me every week because I'm available every Sunday, or because I'm available and super flexible during the week. Make sure that you actually have the updated availability there so they know that you are consistently going to be there for them. When you get your first inquiry, what should you expect? So what usually happens is the app will notify you. Response time is really important on this app, and they actually report it on your page, so please respond quickly. It'll say such and such is interested in you sitting their dog's name from this date to this date. They'll even show you how much you'll make. They'll send you like an auto-generated message like, hey, I'd love for you to sit Pia from this date to this date, right? So once you get that message, what you're gonna wanna do is respond immediately. Hey, I would love to sit insert dog's name here. Would you like to set up a meet and greet? You're gonna wanna make sure that you and their dog get along, so they're most likely going to want to schedule that meet and greet. Some people are like, literally, take my dog, I need you now. And I've had that happen twice. If they're down for the meet and greet, that's when you're like, okay, let us set up a date and time. I always get everyone to come to me. Sometimes I let people inside. Most of the time I meet them outside. And yeah, they'll get to see the space their dog's gonna be in if they come inside, or they'll just get to see the area. Like, they'll get to see that, yes, I live in an apartment, but everything around me is green. It's super grassy here. So that's really important. have the meet and greet near you just so that you can have them, like, you know, walk around and see the area. Once you have the meet and greet with the dog, I would recommend that you come outside if it's warm enough to actually be outside playing. Bring a toy. I used to do that when summertime, I used to bring toys outside. You can even bring like one of those like little plastic, like foldable, like water bowls. Bring treats. Dogs love treats, and honestly, you're a new person, they might need to warm up to you, so my advice is that you bring treats with you. Also, make sure you always let the dog smell your hand first. Don't just reach, let the dog smell your hand. If they're a little skittish, don't get afraid or anything, just wait for them to warm up to you. Also, get to know the owner. Once the owner sees that you're a nice person, even if their dog is moving kind of weird with you, they will be inclined to let you keep their dog. At the meet and greet, you want to ask questions. The questions you want to ask are, how often does your dog eat? Does your dog have any allergies? How often does your dog go for walks? Is your dog house trained? How long can they stay by themselves? But like, you need to know, like, is your dog going to tear my apartment apart, or are we going to be Gucci if I leave them for 5 minutes to go move my laundry to the dryer? You know what I'm saying? They put the vet information in the app. So after the meet and greet is finished, what you want to do is kind of close it off with a reminder. I always do that. It's like, okay, great, like, it's really nice meeting you, and insert dog names here, insert dog's name here. Just, if you'd like to book me, you can definitely just do it through the app by hitting that book button. If you have any questions, just let me know. You can message me through the app. And that just reminds them that they need to book you. However, people have busy lives, and after they put their dog in the car and they call their people and tell them that they met you and that it looks like a good fit or whatever, they'll forget. So I usually give people like 1 to 2 days after I meet them, especially if there's like time in between the booking, and I just hit them with a reminder like, hey, sometimes you can lie. Hey, like, someone was looking to book me for this weekend. I just wanted to double check with you and see if like you still wanted to book me. That's a great way. Or you could just be honest and be like, hey, just wanted to double check with you. Did you still want me to watch so-and-so? Those are great ways for you to kind of remind people without being like, are you booking me or not? Because that's just not going to get you anywhere. Preparing for their stay is important as well. I have a dog bed here, and I have blankets that I wash and I put on the couch as well as the dog bed. And that just makes the dog feel comfortable, and they sleep in the room with me. I like to keep them as close to me as possible. They sleep in the room, and they just sleep on the little doggy bed. So that's something I would recommend. Make sure you have extra bowls. I've had people drop their dogs off and be like, oh shoot, I forgot their bowl. That usually isn't an issue because I have extra doggy bowls. Have some treats on hand. They'll most likely send their dog with treats. I don't have extra food on hand because how you know your dog needs to eat, send your dog with food. But if I do have extra food, they'll get it. If I don't, I'll figure out a way to make it happen. This is a little doggy tent that the dogs like, the little ones. I only sit little dogs now because I sat some big dogs and I hated it. So as much as I like to see them and interact with them, sitting them is a lot. That's another thing. You can choose what size dogs that you sit. You can choose if you want to sit little ones, if you want to sit big ones, if you want to sit huge ones. And some people do that, especially if they have the space. Now, things that you should take into consideration when you are sitting the dogs is that their owners are going to want pictures and videos. Don't be the sitter that sends nothing. Send them pictures and videos of every meal, and every time you go out for a walk, and take pictures of them enjoying themselves on the walk. Take pictures of them with you in it, because they're going to want to see that their dog likes you. And the more they see that their dog likes you, the more likely they will book you again. Please mark my words, I have secured bookings just based off of the fact that the dogs love me. And send them every couple hours. Anything cool happens, take a picture, video, and show everyone. Because like I said, that's how I've secured bookings over and over again. Watching multiple dogs. My advice would be that you ask all the necessary questions to make sure that both dogs will be safe. Make sure you ask if the dogs get along with other dogs. Make sure you ask if whether they're spayed or neutered. It says on the app. Sometimes the owner forgets to fill it out. And also just make sure the times don't collide. So if you can watch a dog from like, I don't know, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and the other dog comes at 7 p.m., you should be good, but just make sure that the owner comes for that dog at 5 p.m. Right? So you just need to make sure that everything is in place there. I like watching multiple dogs because I like to watch them interact, but sometimes, you know, dogs get a little snippy. What else can I tell y'all about Rover? Honestly, it's something that a student could do if they need some extra cash. Something that an older person could do, anyone can do it. Let's just be very clear. Anyone can do it as long as you have the space, you have the time, and you need the patience as well as a little bit of experience. You don't have to be a dog sitter extraordinaire, but I would recommend that you have some experience with dogs so that you are not shocked if the dog does something out of the ordinary. I will let you know that girl dogs hump just as much as boy dogs. That is something that I've learned doing Rover, and I can honestly say it's been an amazing experience for me. Like, I've had an amazing time dog sitting. I love it. Like, people are like, do you actually like doing this? I actually like doing it. Like, I love being around dogs because they make me happy. So yeah, I would say honestly, if you have the time and all of that fun stuff, sign up for Rover, give it a try, make some extra cash, and hang out with some cool dogs. If y'all have any questions, let me know. Remember, my Rover referral code is in the bio below, so I would appreciate if y'all click that if you're going to sign up for Rover. If you're looking for a sitter, I'll also leave a code there too that will get you $20 off of your first booking with Rover. I definitely recommend, especially if you get a good sitter. Look at those reviews, honey. I guess that's pretty much it. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Sometimes I post my doggy adventures on there. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. As always, it's a peace, and it's a love, and it's a annyeong. See y'all later.